welcome. Here we
Yo.
are.
Here we are.
Here it is. So what are we doing today, man?
All right,
What's
man.
going on?
So we got our second interview of the podcast.
Okay.
So, and this is actually a pretty cool connection because this is
Yeah.
the band that's been the most direct involved in the brand's most recent sponsorship with OCL Vasquez, who had a boxing match this last weekend and represented the Things from Beyond brand during the bout.
Yeah. And Tenebrae here had one of their songs as his walkout music.
Yeah.
He's a big fan of the band. Loves the record, loves the band.
And it was one of the it was like an actual moment of like, all right, here's a big example to the broadest audience we can find in one of the most open to that kind of music arena that you could possibly imagine, a boxing match.
Yeah, they had fighters with hip hop and Tejano, and
exactly.
And then we had metal represented, and
It
was a really cool night. It was a really cool thing. So we'll have to roll some footage of that.
Let's go!
Really cool. OCL didn't win, but he fought one hell of a fight, man.
It was the most entertaining fight.
Yes,
it
was.
Of the card.
It was the most. How would you say that? It was
it was close on the cards. You know, he won by a split decision, but it was one of the few fights where he had a chance to come back. You know, if he found if he scored a knockdown, basically.
Yeah,
he would have flipped the cards.
Yeah, he was close in points, but
exactly
just didn't get there.
Yeah.
When the bell rang.
So that was but every other fight was kind of
that was one hell of a fight though. It was one hell of a fight.
It was a pretty cool intro, man.
That was really cool getting that worked out and hearing the band, hearing the song there in that arena while OCL's walking out and
it really fit. It fit to form, right? It did not disappoint.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah,
the band was real happy with it, and OCL was real stoked about it. Yeah. So this is gonna be cool getting to talk to them on the podcast.
We get to meet, and it's three of them, right?
Yeah,
three-piece.
Yeah, three-piece
power trio.
Power trio, hot power trio.
Yeah.
The classic rock and roll sense.
Right.
And we got all of our tech wizardry hooked up. Hopefully this shit holds.
Hopefully everybody gets on the screen at the same time.
Yeah.
Everybody can hear each other.
Yeah, all the sound and all the video needs to work together to give us one beautiful package to keep this shit.
To keep it understandable.
To keep it, something the audience wants to see.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to asking the band about their record, about playing in Durango, about what they got going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of place where there's a lot of band activity between the different bands. Everybody's playing in everybody's different band.
That's right.
And I'm curious how that affects how you put an album together.
Two of the guys that are in Tenebrae are also in Cimentali Salvajes.
Right.
The Wild Stallions.
Right.
And so we'll
get
to
start calling them the Wild Stallions.
We'll get to ask them a little bit about that band a little bit too.
Yeah.
A little bit about that project.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's a fucking cool band, and it's so different than this one.
Right.
The sound, the style.
Right.
That band's real psychedelic and mushroom trip, and this is some kind of like cold, hellish.
Well, it's very I mean, it's the
very
occult.
gothic.
Yeah,
it's that thing. What we're looking at here, this object. It makes me ponder the infinite.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's some kind of like it pulls you into the center of the triangle, and that's where you You see yourself and you ask the one question. That's what's going on in the middle of that thing. So we'll have to ask them about how they picked it and you know what that is. I like the background too. Like there's some trees back there.
Yeah, it's not. It's almost. It's kind of almost like flames as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like if you look closer, it's like you can see it's a forest. But it's kind of like almost a reverse negative of a fire, kind of in the background.
Welcome to the Things from Beyond podcast. This is
Thank
so
you, guys.
awesome you guys are here. Could you introduce yourselves and tell us what instrument you play?
Yeah,
And the
sure.
name of, and the name of your band. Tell us
Isaac
about your band.
Sanchez, drummer, Tenebrae.
Yeah, I'm Edgar. I play the bass and the vocals.
Isaac, too. Play guitar and vocals.
Okay, cool. So how do we pronounce the name of the band? Is it Tenebrae?
Tenebrae.
Tenebrae?
Yeah.
Tenebrae. Yeah.
Okay,
I
Tenebrae.
think it should be. It's a name from an old movie that I don't know.
Dario Argento's movie.
Dario Argento.
Dario Argento. Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is by the same name?
Yes.
But
Okay.
it is what, Italian movie or
Yes.
so we don't maybe in Italian it sounds different, but we just say it like it sounds in Spanish.
In a Mexican way.
Yeah.
Right. So you're probably fans of Suspiria. You're probably
This
seen
guy.
Yeah.
you're probably Dario Argento's daughter, Asia Argento, and all those
Oh yeah,
crazy movies.
we know Dario Argento's daughter, but yeah.
Yeah, it was more the idea from him. Like we were thinking in a name, and we had like some couple of ideas, but that one felt okay. I mean, it was good. I liked it. And but you are the fan of that kind of movie, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's suggesting the shot. Now you're back in it, but he was asking. So I saw you shaking your head during. So that's kind of how you got the name from these classic Italian kind of horror
Yeah.
films.
Yeah, just like I personally don't see a lot of those movies. You do?
Yeah, I do, but not exactly that Dario Argento's filmings,
Okay.
But yeah, the name was basically like the first idea was like naming Tenebrae. It's kind of the same word here in Mexican on Spanish, but this dude right here was the one to tell us about the movie and that stuff. We don't take it like more seriously for naming the band,
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about this album. Tell me about it. Tell me all about it.
Los Dioses Ausentes.
Yeah, the absent gods.
Yeah, absent.
So it like the whole thing of the whole like concept of the record.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It was something that started like very slow. Like we didn't have like everything defined about the concept or anything. It was just like things going on, like the letters and the lyrics of the songs were like very, I don't know. We didn't plan it like a lot. It was something that was like things like, oh, we should do this, we should do that, but the whole concept, like it was something that was built on the way,
Okay.
like the name of the record was something that was like even at the end of the whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, before we start making the record, these dudes were playing. They both only, and I start playing with them like months after they start with the project. So this was like something was the evolution of the record was something slow, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we started more like in the sludge doom, more like with the influences of uh, I God or Weed Eater or things like that, more into the doom sludge, more like the blues. Oh, sorry, more like stoner influence, like doom and things like that. But I think that when this guy like came into the band, the whole concept turned around, and this record ended up being more like post metal. I think something that is more like not that groove and not that bluesy, more like you know melodic.
Yeah, people call it like more like black and death metal, but actually those guys were working on a stoner doom band, so it was like a fusion between those ideas.
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear the sounds together. Yeah.
So we see it quite often that you guys play in each other's bands and move around in different bands. How many different bands are you guys playing in at the same time right now? Because it seems to be a big deal down there. Where like, hey, if you got an idea, you got the time, you're looking for this person playing an instrument. Let's start it up. So are you guys in different bands at the same time?
Yeah, actually, there are like three bands between you know, like like five bands. There's Cementales Salvajes, Things from Beyond too.
That's right.
Desierto is the band where this guy used to sing before. Also, Isaac, Harry have another
like 10 other bands.
He's like, yeah.
Like what?
That's how it is with drummers. Drummers are always in like a million different bands, right?
Yeah, like Matt and what? Amper.
Matt, Psychedelic Rock, Amper, Punk Rock, Cementales Salvajes,
Rock.
It's all... Yeah, there's four bands between we play together.
I also play the drums in a cross punk band, but it's something more like casual. We don't like even we don't play that much, but
it's way different, but kind of the same.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
So when I look at this record, right, this freaking design on the cover is really freaking cool.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Tell us about that.
Yeah, who came up with that?
That's beautiful. I mean, that is just gorgeous.
There is a museum here in our city. It's a very cool museum that is inside the cathedral of the city. That every small city in Mexico have their own cathedral, like the main church, and this one was kind of big, and there is a museum in there, and it's called the
Sacro
Museum, or something like that. And there's a lot of very very old stuff. Like there is even a human head, like mummified, that is from a saint, I think. And there's a lot of things that are very antique and old. And one of those is this. That is a Tenebrario. Maybe you can see it here, and you can like imagine how big it is, but it's like 4 meters. I don't know how much that is in feet, but like it's super tall.
It's
very
above.
big.
It would be above a normal standing person.
Yeah, when you are standing and you see it like super up, and it's super big. It's like huge, and it's super old also, and it's some like a treasure that they have inside that museum. So we talk about that, and we thought that it was very cool to have it, and because it's called the
Tenebrarium, like the band
Tenebrarium.
Cool.
And I think that is something that is from a church like tradition of like they have, because we erased the candles in this one, but in the original picture it have like a lot of candles that are very old and are very like squeezed. But it's supposed like you in some days of a holiday of the Catholic Church they light up those candles.
Actually, this happened those days
On these days?
yeah, the holy week. We have holidays on this weekend. Actually, they fired the candles just for the thing about the Holy Week, you know.
Right.
And it was
The
something
candles will
that
be inside the triangle there. The candles kind of will be kind of staged within.
no,
the
there's
triangle.
no inside. The candles there is not inside. It's more like here.
Yeah, we erased the.
Ah,
the edge,
oh, they
but
lighting the edge. Okay.
He erased the candles, but
yeah, and yeah, we it's not like oh yeah, in the inside of the
That shows the
vinyl,
candles.
Yeah, there it is.
you
Yeah.
can see
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
okay. There it is.
that's like more
Yeah.
a picture that was not like edited. But yeah, it's something religious, but it's not like we are a religious band or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we just think that this whole thing is very like dark and mysterious. It's just maybe I think that it can be something similar to the black metal bands that use all these like
Yeah.
Orthodox Catholic things like
Yeah.
Batushka
The
and all that.
churches. Yeah.
Like yeah, these churchy things I think are very like they have a lot of dark and mysterious vibe.
symbols.
Yeah, so we like that. No, it's not like we are like in that we want to make a religion music or anything like that. We just think that it's like very dark and very cool, and we thought that something that is inside of city, and maybe we can show something of that to the world, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would lead into my question I like to ask about the town, the area around you, like where you live. How does the culture of where you are, how does it influence the music that you're making as this band?
Uh, you talk about music
Or
or
the city,
uh,
or city.
Yeah, the place that you live, how does it influence
Well, it's a
music?
very kind of small city. Well, not small, like 800,000 people in the city.
Yeah.
Like, but it's kind of small comparing to other cities like Monterrey or Guadalajara or Mexico City. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, we live in the north, and but it's kind of you know, it's a zone that is not very populating in a way that there's not much going on here in a lot of ways, like for example shows or things like
Yeah.
that. We tend to travel a lot to other cities just to see some bands that we like because there's not much like big things going on. But musically, local bands there are a lot that are very good.
yeah, there's like a huge scene of doom metal and stoner bands.
Yeah.
But there are not playing and making records as we've been making it like years before. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So
there's
would you-
a
yeah.
huge scene about this music.
So would you
We
say
have
that?
the Saturno Groups band. There's actually a good band here in Durango. Also Matt. There's a lot of bands. It's weird because there's
Very little.
yeah, there's very little musicians who play here. Yeah.
So wait. Say that again. There's few musicians who play in Durango. There's few, or is there?
Well, yeah, kind of few like.
But those few musicians kind of encompass all the different bands that are playing up there.
Yeah, exactly. Like we all
Yeah.
play in like 5 bands each.
Yeah, that's
show.
that's.
Well, what is it about Durango that influences that?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
what makes y'all to say like we want to keep you guys just end up hanging out with each other and be like,
What makes your scene? What makes it all happen?
Yeah.
And how does it
Yeah, I
influence
don't
your
know.
music?
Maybe it's just like we know each other. Like, and if you like this type of music, you end up like knowing all the other people. You
Yeah.
know?
right,
But-
right.
Yeah.
How the city that
There
influenced.
must be a lot of practice space available because each guys are going to each other's practice spaces and
Yeah.
where do you
Yeah,
guys
like-
practice?
Like you play drums, you play guitar. Let's make a band. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you
a lot of like drunk nights also and things like that. So
Well, yeah, there's a very openness to letting that happen that way.
yeah,
You know, it's just
Yeah,
like
but-
everybody's willing to play with everybody.
Yeah, like
exactly.
partying bands. Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
like going back to the question of the actual, what is from something that about the city that maybe can
Yeah.
influence us. I think that could be the same in this record. I think we talk a lot about isolation and like like open spaces, and
Right.
think that is something that can be like draw to the city. That the isolation and the open space. Like there's a lot of like you can go like just 10 minutes out of the city and you can see like just
The forest.
yeah, but like
Right.
emptiness.
We
Emptiness
don't have that here.
of the place.
Yeah, so I get it. So you're kind of close to it, and you can quickly get back to it out of that isolation, but you're
Yeah,
right
like
back into
the
the city.
isolation from a small town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
So
the isolation of a small town.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
So,
yeah.
tell me about that lyrically, writing the lyrics for the songs and isolation. Just talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting because we didn't make like lyrics until we went to the studio almost.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't something that we were planning or stuff. No, it just happened like we had a bunch of ideas, but we never make a lyric
Mhm.
as much as we do in the album.
Yeah. But for example, the ones that already had lyrics before we started recording the album was the Emisus and Germinal. And for example, both songs talk about that time of thing. But Amisus talks about someone that is inside a forest and he encounters something that is looking at him, but he doesn't know what it is. Like, but he know that he's going to die. But he's
right.
like inside of the forest and or inside of a very isolated place, and in the middle of the night and he encounters something very like he's looking at him in a very mean way, and he know that he's going to die. And the other one, the Germinal, also talk about that, but it's more like in a sense of the isolation in our lives of it talks about more
Like
like
personal crisis or
yeah,
depressed kind of moods or
yeah, like something that like the fire that end up went away with the time, like all we live our lives, and when you sometimes feel like the fire inside of you, it's like just turning off, and it's just this idea of you have to go on and to start to light up that fire again, and don't let you go for the isolation or for the crisis or whatever. So those were the two first lyrics we wrote, and they are all about that kind of things. But when we went to the studio, it went more like, oh, we need to write up something. So it was more rushed. But
yeah, the first two songs he wrote them, and then I start singing when I start playing with them. And we were playing about making music with the guttural and the clean vocals, and we were playing about that. So there was like the other thing we make before we went to the studio, like trying to understand how to play it together and how to make like something uh cool. It was something new for me, like singing, and he was very good singing, so it was like a play before we made the record.
yeah, because when we started, we only planned to be like only rolling voices, but he started
Right.
like with the clean singing, and we thought that would sound really good. He remembered me to bands like Amen Ra that incorporated that clean voices, like very melancholic and very like I don't know,
Yeah,
devastating.
we are such influentially by Amen Ra, Neurosis a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, like it started
Neurosis.
from like
Oh, neurosis.
like
Yeah.
something from I Hate God and Weed Eater, and went on for more like Amen Ra and Neurosis.
Yeah, we made like
Okay.
more beauty lyrics, not exactly like screaming at all.
Yeah, at
Okay.
the beginning, my
Cool.
idea or idea was to the lyrics to be more like, like I don't know about this messy stuff, more like I Hate God, but more like drugs and violence. but with this like new approach of the music, like the music just asks for more like melancholic and more like dark melancholic and not dark violent. But yeah, maybe in the next record, what we don't know what's going to
On the
happen.
next one. So do you like that approach of just kind of coming up with, like, do you like pre-writing it out before you get into the studio, or just getting it into the studio with an idea and then letting it work out from there? Have you guys
I
done
don't
both
know.
of those?
We should do it before going to the studio for sure.
But you seem to have success with doing it the other way too.
Record, but we didn't even know that before.
Yeah.
But we did it in a rush because we had some like issues that like we need to record right now, because if not we don't do it now, we will not be able to do it like in a lot of time. So
tell them why.
Oh, because I had a daughter like here, so my first daughter.
Congratulations!
So,
congratulations!
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
So we were like
we were against the clock.
Yeah, like
yeah.
We needed to
literally
record it before she born. So we were like, okay, let's do it. So we went to Guanajuato, a city that is like 8 hours from here, or 10 hours, I think.
Yeah, there's too many bands who have been recording on that studio. It's called Testa Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of our bands have recorded there.
Yeah.
We Snake recorded there.
There's too many bands who played very good, and they record.
Yeah. They record everybody. Everybody records there, basically.
Yeah. And it's very cheap. Like, it's not that expensive, I thought, because it was like 2 days, and for here, like, it's very more expensive from what they do here.
Yeah, the dude is amazing, and he knows exactly what to do with every band.
What'd you guys think about having a boxer, play your song?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Let me get
I never thought like we would like that kind of thing will happen.
Yeah, Osil, the fighter, Osil, he loved loves the record, loves the music, loves your band. So we were real happy to.
Yeah, I really, and it's amazing that he's Mexican. Like like everything just falls into the same like thing that all the bands that you have from Mexico is really amazing. And like you're in Texas, it's I suppose that is part of the culture of the pocho thing, like
the Mexican people all the way.
Yeah,
pocho,
absolutely,
like, Instagram is soy pocho y que, right? Like I'm pocho, so what? Like.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he means by his Instagram name, OCL.
Pocho.
Did he say his family was from Durango too? Did he say that?
Really?
OCL?
They said at the fight when he gets introduced, says Durango, Mexico.
So
I think his family or something is connected to Durango. Yeah, we've got that. That's the second video.
Wearing the black trunks, holding a professional record, 2 victories, 0 defeats, 2 wins coming by way of knockout. 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in 152.2 pounds, representing the city of Dallas, Texas. Peleando desde Santa Clara, Durango, México. Damas y caballeros, presentando the pride of Loveville, OCL
Maybe that's why he chose that band.
Yeah, hey, maybe.
Yeah, well, because we
told him all about him. Yeah,
thinking about something else, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Nope, I think I want to do this one," and I think he.
Yeah, he almost. Yeah, he did. So he ended up going with this one. Smart decision.
Amazing. Yeah. But he's going to continue to using it, or was just like a one-time thing, or like just.
So as of right now, it's a sponsorship fight for a fight, right? But
one-time
OCL is, we love the guy.
Yeah.
He's a true fan of you guys. He's a true fan of this music. So as long as he keeps boxing, Things from Beyond is going to want to, be there to kind of represent him, because he's a real fan who's out there actually trying to, do this actual boxing thing. He's got 3 professional fights under his belt now.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
we want to sponsor shit like that. You know,
Yes.
we want to at least be like, hey, here's some good fucking walkout music to come to because you're a boxer. That's important. We got some dope shit.
Yeah. He actually should be in this Zoom right now.
We're back. God, every time we stop this thing down, we're like, fuck, are we gonna get it to work again?
Yeah, we got a pretty high tech operation going on over here. We're always
there's
worried
a
that
lot of
something's
things
gonna
going
go.
on, as we can see.
I know we're just like, is this shit gonna actually work again? I feel like we get lucky every time.
There's where you make the videos of the vinyl, right? In that table.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
right. That's right. Yeah, we play the record right there and set the camera up.
We are in the apartment of Isaac.
Okay, so we're in Isaac's apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, today is the presentation of the record actually tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tell us
the
about
old
that.
record tonight.
Hey, push the camera back. Push the camera back just a little bit. We can only see half your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to make sure we can see your face, man. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so tell us
Yeah,
about
so
that.
we're going to like present the record like here in the city, in our city. And tonight we are going to play it. And we have we invited another band that is called Zaguatoba from here from Durango. So we're very excited.
We've been playing the show for like 2 months. We made merch for the first time. Oh, it's not the first. Yeah, we made merch. We made tees, some posters, and the records, the CDs.
Yeah.
We are gonna sell it on the show. So we made the plan for selling and play the music.
So you guys are playing a show tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
Tonight.
Record release party.
That's awesome. We'll get to talk to him right before
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
After the Zoom, we're gonna make the sound check.
Okay, cool. Right.
Yeah.
Well, man, absolutely. Thanks for jumping in right before that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Giving
We
up
made
your
pretty
time.
cool,
Thank
man.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's really
we're very grateful.
Yeah,
for all of
we're
that,
happy for being here with you guys.
like all that you done for us on the the vinyls, and not only for Tenebrae but also for Cementales Salvajes. You know, it really really amazing work what you guys do for all the Mexican bands, because it's not very cheap to make a vinyl. You know, and just in Mexico, I think that just very few bands have one. So it really, we really feel like
and the cool thing, it's like everything happens just about the friendship we have with things from beyond, right?
It's
like more like a friendship.
Look, here's the tease.
Oh, that looks great.
Is that the new shirt?
That looks good.
Yeah, the new shirt.
Look at that.
That one.
Nice. That is tough looking. Damn.
And this one.
Very nice. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Oh, that is gorgeous.
Oh,
look at
damn.
that bone color.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
it's like a ghost.
Oh, all right.
That is awesome.
What is that? What is that imagery of?
Damn.
What
is that?
We made it. He made this design, and I made the second one with a photo. And everything is about like do it yourself. You know.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
but we are designers. That's what we do for a living. So
Okay. You're graphic designers.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. I'm graphic designer too.
Yeah, and this one he does.
I am architect.
He's architect. He makes houses.
Oh, you're an architect? Wow. The drummer's an architect. That's awesome.
I'm not drunk also.
They say. They say,
Drunk architect. You're not going to build my house, man. No.
How many bands from Mexico you guys have right now? Like 8 in your catalog?
With Snake.
We've got Satanico Pandemonium, Occulto, Cementales Salvajes, Weed Snake, Tenebrae, Veljet.
Oh, that new from Veljet is just beautiful. It looks amazing.
What, the new Veljet record?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
isn't that
orange one.
awesome? Yeah, isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah,
That's
it's
beautiful.
pretty.
Yeah, very
Oh,
happy with that, the way that came
vamos
out.
a tocar.
We're gonna
Oh,
play with them
the next weekend we're going to play
Okay,
with Bandit at the Mexico City at the
awesome.
Yeah, Black Cat.
yeah, like the Film City thing.
yeah. So there's going to be two things from Beyond band in that.
Oh, that's
Yay.
awesome. That's really cool. You guys got to hang out and get drunk together for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, amazing. Yeah, we're really excited about that gig too,
That's awesome.
in the next weekend at Mexico City, and
Yeah,
it's a festival called Doom City Fest, and
yeah,
they make this like pre like pre gig or like pre fest gigs that like play a lot of bands from Mexico, and in the actual fest is they're going to be Conan, Bone
yeah.
Reaper,
Dope Throne,
Dope
Oh
Throne.
wow.
I don't
Yeah.
know more, but
Boxila.
Bongzilla, yeah.
Oh,
Godzilla.
Bongzilla. Yeah. Wow. That's great. That's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, we're going to play like a pre-fest, like with Beljet and other bands, but yeah,
Okay.
going to be
Gloom.
Very cool.
Gloom.
Dile que va a tocar Gloom con es el ex baterista satánico.
Yeah, and the ex-drummer from Satanico Pandemonium have a new band that is called
Ah,
Gloom,
yeah.
and
Gloom.
we're going to play with them too. And yeah, it's like a sludge doom also, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, we're really excited about that. So we have this gig from tonight, and in the next weekend we have that in Mexico City. So we're kind of busy, and we have a lot of teas and the vinyls, the CDs. So we're really
We've been preparing for this time.
yeah.
Yeah. So I want to talk about if you could each tell me a little bit about your instrumentation and your contribution to the record as a member of the band. Like tell me about playing your instrument, how you recorded the songs, and what you were trying to express
Well,
creatively.
the process were kind of different in each song, you know. Uh, First thing was like they were making the first two songs of the band, and it was like uh, riffs by him and him too. So the thing was like a sludge sound, and then when I start playing with them, I was just trying to make the thing I do in guitar and try to make it with those guys only, you know. And yeah, it's more like I made some riffs and they were like doing another thing, just like complete the song, you know. But at the first time they were making the whole songs together, and now it's more something like I have some ideas, he have another ideas, and he have another ones. So we try to make like something that sounds good for the band, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
for the three
Right.
of us.
Actually, the lyrics was kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We were making. He was screaming on the lyrics, and I was just like, I need to hear like clean vocals on the riffs and you know, like that melancholic riffs that we made on the record. I tried to make like lyrics for that. So
Yeah,
the thing is, this is what I say. Every song have like a not different process, and but now we're looking forward to make something like more specifically doing it. You know, like I don't know how to say it, but we're planning more than we did it before. You know, we were planning more like the lyrics and the music. There's another
You're,
way
you're
to make
planning
it.
right. You're planning the record out a little bit more than you
Yeah,
had
yeah,
before.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this band started very like just uh, we like both of us just like trying to have fun and drinking beers, like
Yeah.
just like hanging out. But like every step that we went, like it went like more serious, and kind of what we are right now. But yeah, like we didn't plan this record, and we would like to plan better the next one,
Yeah.
like to be more like
Sure. So just
yeah,
kind of
more
learn, pick
complete.
up
Yeah,
from
it was more
yeah.
like a playful thing, you know. It wasn't like something serious
Yeah.
until we start making like a lot of riffs. We have a bunch of riffs and a bunch of ideas, and that's when we say like, "Oh, let's make a record," you know. Let's make something like more seriously, a
Mhm.
sound specifically, and
Yeah, and also we could also like just record in with so in a studio in our city, but we were like this. We were thought like we have something here that we really like, so maybe we need to go to a studio that we know that is going to be a good job. So because
Yeah.
sometimes you don't know with the local studios that they are great, but maybe we wanted something that was more like what we have in mind and not just what we can afford or something like that. So yeah, it was something everything just like as we as, as we just walking, the thing was
Yeah.
going happening.
yeah, and everything is happening like great, you know. Right now, it's just like the people likes the music. There's people who are buying shirts and going to the shows, and we are like taking it seriously, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the songs are like he got the lyrics things, and maybe I do something for the riff stuff, you know.
Right.
But it's more like the three we made the songs.
Yeah, and like for example, like I mentioned before, the idea at the beginning was something like more violent or more raw, more like like something
Right.
dark and disgusting. And what like with this new approach was more like melancholic and more like sad and but also brutal. So we want to like stick with those two things, like violent, raw, but also beautiful, or maybe also like melancholic, or something that make you feel things and not just want to break stuff.
Yeah, I also had like a dark ambient project before, and it was all by myself. And then I decided to make those riffs for this band, you know. That was what like the fusion between the riffs he had and the ideas that I had too, you know. It
Mm.
was more like a sludge, doomy thing with a dark ambient stuff, and that was kind of the
Yeah.
combination of the sound we are making right now.
And I think that it tells like in the record because some songs kind of just feels like just stoner doom or maybe just sludge doom, and other songs feels like instrumental post metal. I think like for example the first song, Los Dioses Ausentes or Sombras. I think that those songs are very melodic, in contrary to Amisus or Germinal that are more like direct, and more like, yeah, not that ambient. So
Well, look,
it really
look.
tells.
I want to. There's something I've always, in writing songs with other instrument, with other bands, and playing in a short like punk rock formats where the songs are very short. I've always wondered for bands who write longer songs, like I think the average song is what 6 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've always wondered what is it, what's the decision making process on figuring out, how song
that
comes in and out.
happens. That
Yeah.
happens just because you lose control about the song, you know.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah,
you
like
kind of yeah,
like in how we ended up
Yeah,
here.
you don't know how to end it, and that's what happens.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because like a lot of times we like, "Oh, this is too short. This is just 4 minutes. We need another 4 minutes or something like that." But yeah, I think that we all came from also from backgrounds that are very like into punk rock and things like that.
Yeah.
So this is very
Different.
yeah,
We don't want to play like punk riffs or punk. Um, I don't know. I don't like for this band like songs of 2 or 3 minutes. You know.
yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Well, I would like to maybe some blast beats, something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, we can try something, but it's not like the thing
Yeah.
we've been playing, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
it's can't have to be 7 or 6 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so when we rehearsal, like we only can play the song one time in an hour, that because we go to a studio to rehearsal, so we rent an hour and we just
Yeah.
play this one song. The whole record is an hour, so we can't like, oh, let's play this song again or things like that, because it's very long. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. The other background we have about this, uh, Isaac and me, we play like very long songs in Cementales Salvajes too.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Uh-huh.
used to jam a lot, and that is a
Yeah.
thing that me and him, we know, like making long music songs, you know, like it's something that we just do it in automatic way, you know. It's
Right.
not that
Right.
we're planning. So when we start playing with him, like he sings, that was like a fusion about that too, like
mhm.
long and heavy jams with lyrics, and it
Yeah.
was like the
And
thing happened with the songs.
something that I noticed from Fundamentales is that, for example, the first records from them are very like doomy. From this guy, like he started like with the whole thing of more like ambient. The last records are very psychedelic. I think they're very different from what how they started, so how they are going right now, because they were like a super doom, and
Yeah,
right now
actually,
right now they're super psychedelic and super
Yeah.
trippy. And yeah, I think there's something similar happened here. Like we were started with Doom, and we're like really something like more like,
yeah, there is something about making different kind of music on every record, you know.
Yeah.
A personal way, I don't like to play the same kind of music on every record, you know. Like
Okay.
an evolution of the sound is something that it's very important for me, you know.
Yeah.
And band
Yeah.
have this a lot, like a lot of new things that I've been playing on my personal projects. So I decided to fusionate it with this band, and it was like super fun, and everything happens on a way that we haven't expecting that, but it really we like a lot, no?
yeah, and we like it's really like we didn't expect, like when we started, like the first record that we put out went into vinyl in a with like a great uh like how is it sello, like
Level.
with a great label. It was like we just like, oh, we're going to put it on YouTube and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's
Right. Right.
like, everything has gone like way better than we thought. So
Oh,
it
wow,
was
that's really
Cool.
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 Yeah.
So what's the feeling for the set list tonight? What are you guys like leaning into on
We are
tonight's show?
planning about that.
You gonna play
We
side
don't
A,
play
side
on
B? Like,
the
Yeah.
set. Yeah, we don't play it on the order of the record.
okay.
We
Right.
start with another. We made another order for the gig, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
because we know a lot about the vibe of each song. So
Right.
we try to make something like, uh, I don't know how to say it, but not. We just made it like in a different way, just for
Right.
look at the people right there, and they were expecting something else, and we
Right.
try to make something for them, you know, not exactly like playing the record as
Not
it is.
replaying the record. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say. Just not showing up to hear a recopying of the record.
yeah, right.
Yeah. You're presenting a different. Presenting the same music, but in a different uh,
Exactly.
arrangement. Yeah.
it's different from when you hear it in your house and when you see it in live. So we're
Uh,
just trying to make it more
Yeah.
interesting, So yeah,
That's
that's it. But yeah, we're going to like it's just us and another band and a friend that is going to play some music. So yeah, it's really personal, and there's going to be a lot of friends there, we hope.
we hope that.
So
good.
That's cool. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, we're very excited, and yeah, it's going to be great.
Okay, so what's next for the band? You got these big shows coming up, but like what's the future? The future of the project?
we've been making music.
Yeah.
I've been making riffs and he been making riffs too. So after these shows, after this, we are going to make more songs.
Record more
Yeah,
music.
like we see it just like we're having fun, you know, like we
Yeah.
want to play and we really enjoy making music. So it just like you know, make more music and like music that we would like to hear, you know, and yeah, keep like rehearsing and jamming, and hopefully we have another record soon or for next year or something like that. But you know, like we say before, we try to plan it more, like the whole concept, to you know make it more like cohesive, more full or more complete. Because this one, I think that we were very lucky that it feels that it's a very fulfilled and like a very complete record, I think. But in reality, it was very improvised in a lot of
Yeah,
things.
it was kind of easy, you know?
Yeah, so
Right, right.
know, it's like everything went like with everything just was smooth, you know,
Uh-huh.
like lyrics, everything just, but it was in a rush. So we maybe for the next one we try to plan it more to even have the
Okay.
lyrics or the name of the record before, because like we said, this one, the name of even the name of the songs and the name of the record went out when we already have everything like recorded and everything. It was just
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, but actually, we were looking to playing Doom Band Festival or something like that. Yeah, we expect that too.
yeah. Have
So
some gigs, you know, travel to another like cities, like
Yeah.
make some friends,
yeah,
and
that's the answer actually. Yeah, we want to play and we want to make friends. That's it.
yeah, and drink some beers and smoke some dope, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good plan. Okay.
Yeah,
I want to ask you. Did you get the posters that I
yeah,
sent? Zach, you got
Yeah,
the posters?
he
yeah,
got them.
Okay, great, good. I was worried about that because of all the trouble getting the vinyl.
yeah. It was a
Did
lot
I
of
guess
trouble.
Zach
Yeah,
told you about all the trouble with the vinyl about getting the records from customs?
Yeah, and actually that's a design that I did also, and I really love
Oh,
how to see it printed.
it was something we were
there they are.
waiting.
Yeah,
The
good.
posters and the vinyls
Yeah,
arrived to the city before the show was.
yeah. I'm
So
glad that
we
it worked out. Yeah,
uh,
That's
Amazing.
pretty fucking dope, man.
yeah. Well,
Wow.
it was difficult. Zach said it was difficult to get the vinyl from
Yeah.
customs, right? Like you had a lot of trouble with that. Or
Yeah,
did
no,
you
no,
tell him that story?
everything is okay now.
we
So
are
Yeah,
grateful
it's
with you.
okay now, but yeah, it all worked out now. But there was some issue with like what was that a tariff problem or with customs getting the vinyls, but he finally got it worked out.
yeah,
Well, at least
Yeah,
they
getting the
got
posters.
stuck on
no, no, the vinyl.
Oh, it was the
like
vinyl.
3 weeks or something.
Yeah, yeah, it was stuck in customs. It was just it was a little frustrating, but he finally got it out. So I was worried the same thing was going to happen with the posters, but it worked out okay. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, and they're great. So
Yeah, they
we
look great, don't they?
we hope like maybe to sell some vinyls also. So they're going to have the vinyl and the posters in right tonight and then the next week. So yeah,
Will you
we're
send us a couple of T-shirts?
yeah,
Maybe
sure,
some,
sure,
yeah,
sure, sure.
send us some shirts. Yeah,
Yeah, man. We'll
definitely.
definitely, absolutely rep those on the show,
Yeah.
and yeah, absolutely.
Huevo,
A
güey.
huevo, carnal.
Yeah, sure. So
Okay,
yeah,
great. Yeah.
I
Thank
never
you.
sent anything to
So
United
that's
States. Okay, so it's really okay. We can also send you some CDs
Oh
also.
yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, yeah, I'll take a CD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these ones are from like
Ave
uh
Bizarre.
Tell us about it. Tell them about Ave Bizarre
oh yeah, the Ave Bizarre is oh, ¿cómo se dice sello, güey?
level.
A label from Yucatan. So they
Uh,
made us the CD version, and
cool.
we would like to play there maybe someday too.
Yeah, it looks nice. Oh, look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
that. Yeah,
That is dope.
looking good. Looking nice. Oh, very nice. Got your picture in there.
Is that you guys
Yeah.
out in the forest?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
What's your face, dude? Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
On the
insert.
Ah, no, this is not on the forest.
This is
This is actually in the local park, bro.
That's in the park.
yeah, that's a local park here. Like it's kind of big, but yeah, we were just like there, like walking and seeing the creepiest the creepiest
Places
that
on the
that we
local
can find.
park. Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Yeah, hey guys. So I guess that's it.
Yeah,
But,
man.
but
Thanks for
thank
hanging
you.
out. Yeah.
Thank you very much for doing this, for taking the time and telling us about everything.
Yeah, we
No,
really
thank you
appreciate it.
Yeah.
guys for all of the great work that you do for the Mexican bands and the whole scene of
The
Tulum.
worldwide scene.
Yeah. So yeah, amazing guys. Thank you very much for the time and for the whole Los Dioses Ausentes project that vinyl that is it's been great.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, we love you guys. Hey,
All right, man.
have a good show tonight. Say hello to everybody for me.
Thank you, mate.
All right.
See ya.
All right, man.
Adios.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Have a good one. All right.
That was cool talking to them, getting to talk to them before their show, their CD, before their album release show tonight.
Yeah, I had no
I mean,
idea we were
cool,
catching them before
right?
that. Yeah, it was really cool of them.
It was really cool of them to do that. Yeah, so we got to hear about the record, their individual approach to it, about all their other projects, and about what's going on in the city, in their town.
Yeah, that's pretty cool how they have this place to record that everyone can pretty much rely on. That's going to give them some studio quality stuff for a good price.
Yeah.
Because he said everybody goes there.
Yeah, so a lot of our bands have recorded there.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So next time we go back to Mexico, we got to hit that place up. We got to get down there and check it out.
Yeah.
See what's going on with that studio. What's so magical about it? Why does everybody sound awesome when they go there?
Yeah, that'd be cool to check it out. Just what's the engineering like? What's the ideology behind the sound technique? Just to see what they're throwing against the wall. What a show! That's our second interview.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments what you think about, just what do you think about the show itself? How do you like the interviews? What do you don't like about the interviews? Whatever. Like, subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Adios.
Latest.